Jambo Rafiki. I'm Elizabeth from Kisiwa 82, and I hope you are doing really well. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. It's Friday, which means it's Friday Flip Day. As always, the playlist is linked up above as well as down below for you. When I was doing last week's video, this is one of the DIY TN covers and TN inserts I pulled up from a drawer in which I keep unused or partially used journals. And I thought I might as well talk about this one and just highlight a couple of things. So as I mentioned last week, this cover of this TN is the bottom of a reusable bag, right? One of those inexpensive, I think they cost $1 to buy those bags when you're at a grocery store, at a box store. And this is the bag itself had basically deteriorated, but the bottom plastic that actually helps the bag keep its shape, I thought would be a fun way to start trying out my TN. So this is, I think, one of the first times I actually made my own TN, and we talked about that last week. So what I wanted to talk about today was that this particular TN has got 3 inserts in it. It's one of the ones with 3 holes and 4 strings. And these inserts are folded in half, which are essentially what they are, but they are not stitched or stapled in any way down the middle. So you can take and work on each one of these pages individually. Okay, as I mentioned in previous videos, this year I'm working in single single pages in a ring binder, so I don't have to worry about the binding. And what I'm thinking about when I go back to TNs is as a way to get away from dealing with that hump is to do exactly this, is not have it stapled or bound in any way. Each insert stands alone, or each page in the insert stands alone, so I can work on it individually. I'm doing that for my bujo as well, and I know you've seen that on the videos on this channel. So let's flip quickly through this one, because another thing I want to show is when something doesn't work for whatever reason or you get distracted, move on. So this is from 2016. My one little word for the year is stretch for that year. And this again is inexpensive watercolor paper that I followed along with a Tisha Moore example on how to create these inserts. Now she makes them much larger, and on my channel there's a video of the same style that I bound to use as a travel journal, and I will leave a link for you so you can take a look at that if you choose. So what I like about this is while each individual page is like this, there are certain pages that have larger flip outs that give you just more real estate to play in. Okay, so I must have been watching that movie Inside Out. It's January 31st of 2016, is what I can see here. Again, a sketch with markers is what I believe on that one. And here's, I have, for some reason, when I'm working with things that I think are going to run, I go ahead and leave a little bit of wax paper in between. So see what I mean? So you can work on these pages individually, or you could have worked on it as one spread. So it almost feels accordion-like in that respect, right? The page size varies throughout this journal. And I think that's kind of a really fun way to play in journals. So these particular ones, I remember watching a TEDx talk, Graham Shaw, talking about how everybody can draw. So kind of sketching along as I was listening to that. Same thing here. You have a spread that expands, but it's one of the shorter flaps. So the way these inserts work is that the 2 outer flaps are short and the 2 inner ones are longer. Okay, so that's the first insert. So I clearly finished this insert, and it's small and portable and light enough that I know I took it with me when I was going to places, right? So I'm going ahead and sketching in this when the mood hits. So as always, there's a link to my Goodreads account down below, and if you follow me, you know that on Tuesdays I talk about all things books and reading, and I know this is particularly a sketch from the Sandman series by Brandon Sanderson, by Neil Gaiman, and so kind of playing with that. And I just like the idea, again, playing with pages that change sizes is, all right, so that's how I did the page initially, okay? But when I closed the flap, I wanted to see, can I make it also make an image that would work? So kind of fun playing with, I think this is colored pencils, which is why I tend to put a piece of wax paper, because that tends to rub off on the other side and fades over time. Now, here's what I wanted to say. I didn't finish working on that page, right? Sketching from life for people I'm looking at. Again, sketching from life. I'm basically doodling. If you've been here for any period of time, you know black pages are my nemesis. So here it is. I always have black pages. I don't do anything with them, right? But what is nice about this is I can actually just take this entire page out of this insert and reuse it in my current journal, which is what I am probably going to do with the unused pages in here. Because they're not bound, I don't have to worry about that. So if you look at this one, you can see that's what I did, because the way this is working is it's spreading over into this page, and if that was bound together already, I would not have been able to. Okay, so again, just doing some sketching as the mood hits. This has got watercolor. I think I spent a little bit more time on this particular page, and same thing, right? There's a shorter page, and because it's the beginning of the next insert, there's a small flap. And what I did was just continued that image across the page. So I'm really reminding myself as I'm talking you through this journal, is I really love these kind of flip out pages. So it's a tip-in. It's different than a tip-in in that it's not something I'm adding later. It's actually built into the structure of the journal page itself. So I might do that. Again, unused pages, no problem. I will go ahead and pull those out. And here's the final insert that I did nothing on at all, except for, it looks like on the very back, is play with some cheap markers just to see, you know, how that would work. So that's a short and quick video I have for you today, is use up your supplies. Play as inexpensively as possible. If you find something's not working for you, just go ahead, move on and do something else. And if your pages are not bound together, it gives you just so many more options in terms of how you can work without worrying about the hump, as well as if you get to a journal that you haven't finished the pages, you can reuse that in some other journal down the road. Everything in here is inexpensive watercolor paper and cardstock. Nothing fancy, and it works. Okay, thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know down below. I will talk to you next time. Have a good one. Bye.